for this week's edition of Profile, we have representatives here from both the University of Wisconsin College Republicans, the College Democrats, and a representative from the Communications Club. But first, we have Collin Malliet here from the College Democrats. Collin Malliet, how about you introduce yourself to us?
Well, as you said, I'm Collin Malliet. I'm a broadcasting major here at UWL in my junior year. And I'm a member of the College Democrats, a pretty involved member. I don't have an official title or anything like that, but I think I can be a spokesperson for today.
Very cool. So how did you become involved with the College Democrats here at UWL?
Yeah, so back in high school, I was pretty involved. I loved taking like civics classes, American history, things like that. I always had a fascination with sort of the American government. And I had the opportunity to go to an actual like a politics campus called Badger Boys State. And okay. I got to go there and sort of have an intro sort of in the world of politics as a junior, and just it was always like a fascination of mine. And then I came here, and last year I had the opportunity to become involved with the actual like the Dems on campus, and work now this year to help get Democrats elected up and down the ticket.
Very cool. So how did you yourself find out about the College Democrats here?
Through tabling and things like that they did on campus. I also saw one of their posters over in the Cartwright Center, and that was one of the things that initially got me interested.
All right.
Yeah.
So why is active participation in politics an important issue for you? Me personally, I think it's very important for young people to be interested. You always see a lot of the volunteers end up being like these old ladies that have been that are making calls and like walking door to door, knocking doors. So I think it's something special that when someone as young as us, who I've only voted once or twice, I think, but I think it's really important that young people can get involved and actually make a difference in the political process. I agree.
That's why I'm sort of involved, I guess.
Yeah. Do you agree with like the stereotype that people that are our age don't want to or don't care about politics?
That is actually something I really disagree with.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to meet with the statewide convention, as well as the Western Summit, which is just the Western state schools in Wisconsin of the chapters of College Dems. So they all came to La Crosse. We all went and knocked doors and stuff like that, and listened to speakers, like our own representatives from these districts, and it was really like inspiring to see so many young people very involved and very interested and working really, really hard to like talk about the issues that are important to them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So now I'm obviously, as I'm sure you know, Election Day is a week away from today, the 8th.
Exciting.
So let's talk about the major races here that students here at UWL themselves are going to help decide the outcomes to.
So obviously we have the presidential race. I feel like I don't have to delve too much into that. We have Clinton, Trump, Gary Johnson, and Jill Stein of the Libertarian and Green parties, respectively. And I hope at least you guys have your minds made up by this point for a week out. But so definitely, if you don't, I would recommend reading up. They all have websites of their own. They all have lit out there. They all have articles about them that you can make your decision. You can find out who is the best fit for you, whether that's the two major candidates or a third-party candidate, things like that. As well as we have up and down the ticket, we have a lot of races that are important, at least to the Democrats. We want to get Senator Russ Feingold back to Washington. He was replaced with Ron Johnson in 2 years ago, I think it was, and so we're trying to get him reelected, as well as in the state Senate tonight. There's the debate in the Cleary Center at 7 p.m. between Jennifer Schilling, who's the incumbent Democrat, Dan Kapanke, who's her challenger. She actually ousted him in the 2011 recall election. And then I think Chip Deneuer is also going to be there for the Integrity Party.
Very cool.
And besides that, there's also State Assembly. Our district is the 95th, and luckily for us, we have it's Jill Billings. She's running unopposed, which is good for the Democrats. She's keeping her seat. But also in Onalaska-Holman area, there's Steve Doyle versus Julian Bradley, which is another. They had a debate last week, and that's another sort of important state representative race that we're looking forward, hopefully, to have Doyle take over.
All right.
Or Doyle keep his spot. Excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know there are things that a lot of people are wondering about. Each candidate themselves, and there's been a lot of talk about the unity of parties behind each party's candidate. Do you yourself feel that the whole Democratic Party is united behind Hillary at this point?
I think that with endorsements from President Obama and major party leaders across the entire party, at least the majority, I like to think at least the majority of the people, I know that a lot of people are still sort of bitter that Bernie Sanders did not win the primary. I myself voted for him, but I think at this point, many of the people realize that, and I myself realize this as well. I had the opportunity to see both Hillary and Bernie Sanders speak when they were in the La Crosse area, and so they really share a lot of the same core values and the same beliefs. And besides myself, I think that a lot of the people in the party and a lot of the people that are going to be voting blue realize that they're very similar candidates, and that they should, like you said, unite behind one of them. So I'm luckily in my party, I would say they're definitely united behind Hillary with her.
I guess that leads me to the next question.
Yeah.
So I know for the people that are maybe questioning the unity of the party at this point, they may be considering voting for a third-party candidate, such as Jill Stein or Gary Johnson. So if they vote for those people, I know they may also feel concerned that their vote is being wasted, or it may be in a roundabout way going to support Donald Trump. Do you agree with that?
I think that's certainly something that's new this year. Like you don't usually see a lot of third-party candidates getting as much support as these two do, and I think it's certainly like I would try to push for them to vote for Hillary Clinton. I think that's really important. I think that me personally, I really believe that she has to win this to really take our country in the right direction. But I understand at the same time why people would want to vote third party. How it's not a protest vote necessarily, but it's something that they think like internally that it's sort of like a value thing that they want to vote for one or the other. But personally, I would not like to see a lot of people vote third party because, like you said, that's leading to a Trump presidency. But I understand sort of how it happens, I guess.
All right, so I guess now we've talked a lot about the races.
Yeah.
So now let's move into the policy issues themselves that I'm sure you know so much about. So
Yes.
let's talk about some of the policies that Hillary Clinton, holds really important to her.
Yeah, just quickly, there's three of them I think that impact college students the most. That would be student loan debt, that would be campus sexual assault, definitely, and some social justice issues. So as far as student loan debt goes, I know that Hillary Clinton has a plan to make community colleges such as Western Tech completely tuition free, which I think that's a very good idea. As well as the idea that students can refinance their student loans. I think that's also like huge when it comes to like I have thousands of dollars of debt already, so I think that's going to be very important in the long run. Other than that, just I think that a lot of her platform really appeals to college students, and that's definitely the reason that I know that me and a lot of other millennials are voting for her.
All right. Well, thank you. I think that was a very informative interview with you. So thank you again for presenting the College Democrats.
Yeah.
So that's it for the College Democrats today, but we are going to wrap up with this interview and head over to the next one right after we take a break and look at some perfect pets here at the Cooley Region Humane Society.
Hi, I'm Benton, a 4-month-old kitten who loves to cuddle and play with dangly toys.
I'm Dakota. I'm a 1-year-old spaniel mix. My favorite things are playing fetch and going for walks.
I'm Melville. I'm just a little guy who loves chasing toys and snuggling in at night. Well, hey guys, I'm Petey. I'm a 10-month-old pit bull bulldog mix, and I'm super sweet and energetic and need lots of exercise.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. All right, so like you guys know, we just had Collin Malliet out here for the College Democrats, and right now we have Ben Stelter for the University of Wisconsin College Republicans. All right, Ben, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Ben Stelter. I'm from the UW La Crosse College Republicans. I'm the chair of the College Republicans. I've been there for the past 2 years. I started as a freshman. I just got involved, and this is something that's important and I care about. I think it's important to get involved on campus, and I encourage everyone who's thinking about joining to join. I'm a finance major here, and I'm a senior. I'll graduate at the end of the year, so looking forward to that. Looking forward to the new adventures.
Very cool. So how did you become involved with the organization?
Yeah, so I started as a member. I was just a freshman wandering around campus and saw a sign and said, well, this is something that's important to me. It's been important to me in high school, so I think I'll give it a try. I went to a few meetings. It was interesting. It was a new experience. But I decided to get involved because I wanted to be a part of this campus, and that was an opportunity for me to get involved. So I took advantage of that and slowly worked my way up, and now I'm been the chair for the past 2 years and have really enjoyed my time and working with a bunch of other people who think like me. So.
Yeah, very cool. So for you personally, why do you think that active participation in voting, especially for college students, is important to people and important to you?
Well, we have the most to lose. You see a lot of, Collin mentioned it earlier, that people who are involved in these campaigns are much older than us. And unfortunately, they're not going to have as much time here on average that we are, and we have a lot more to lose. I mean, this is our future. What do you want your world to look like for the next 40 years or for the rest of your life? So I feel it's important for young people to get involved no matter how you feel, because it's ultimately your future. You're going to live with the consequences of the decisions that are made today for the rest of your life.
Most definitely. So, I mean, talking about current decisions and current consequences, election day is a week away exactly.
Yep.
So I guess we can delve into the elections themselves. If you want to talk a little bit about the general presidential election, and then we can go into some more like Senate, House, Assembly, all that kind of stuff.
Sure, yeah. Well, Donald Trump's our Republican nominee. He wasn't many people's first choice. It was a very contentious primary, but ultimately we're here today, and we're faced with two options, and I believe Donald Trump's the best choice for us. I believe he'll create what needs to be created as far as jobs, stop illegal immigration, as well as just clean up politics in general. We've seen a lot of corruption in our society and not a lot of transparency from both parties. So it's important that we clean that up and at least create some more faith in our government that maybe hasn't been there in the past couple decades, or has been at least lost in the past few decades.
Okay, very cool. So do you want to talk a little bit about like the U.S. Senate election and the Republican stance on your nominees for that election and where you guys are there?
Yeah, well, we didn't have a primary for that, but I don't think any Republican that I've talked to is unhappy about Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson's a great U.S. Senator who says it like it is. He will tell you the truth. He'll tell you what he believes, and I think we need more of those people in Washington. Some people who are going to give it to you straight, whether you agree or disagree. I think everyone can respect someone who tells you the truth and treats you as an adult.
Now, how is the Republican Party standing behind the Republican candidate Dan Kapanke for the Senate? Well,
Dan's a really good guy. I think anyone who talks to him, I love Dan. He's just an all-around good guy. He got recalled in 2012 for taking a tough vote on Act 10. And I think that's something that's commendable because we've seen the successes of Act 10. We've seen what's happened. It's saved the taxpayers billions of dollars. And I think Dan should be reconsidered, and we should ultimately elect him in November.
Very cool. Now, they are having the debate tonight, actually, right, at the Cleary Center? All right, very cool. You're going to be there?
I will be there.
All right. I hope some viewers maybe will see you there. Yes. So now there's also the Wisconsin State Assembly election. Now, what about the Republican stance on that one?
Well, our district is uncontested here on campus. So that's unfortunate. I wish students had an option to vote in a contested assembly race. But we do have a great candidate, Julian Bradley, who's been a great friend of our club on campus, has been really striving to promote conservative principles and limited government, and really provides a unique perspective of something that you don't always see from a Republican, both in background and also in story of how he was formerly a Democrat and saw that wasn't the way for him. And chose to ultimately run as a Republican today. So I think that's a very unique story, and I encourage people to look into that.
Definitely. So like you were saying, it is very good for people to do their own research independently and learn about these candidates on their own. Now, going into that, I know a lot of people are, like I was saying to Collin, iffy about whether both parties are united behind both their candidates. Do you feel at this point in the race, the Republican Party is fully united behind Donald Trump?
I think we are. I can consider myself one of the holdouts, but ultimately I'm throwing my support behind him because I think he has the opportunity to create change that we need. We need something different. It's not working. We've all seen it. Both sides are complaining about it. And it's either you want more of the same with Hillary Clinton and more of those career politicians, or do you want something that's going to mix it up a little bit? And I think Donald Trump may be the right ingredient that we need in order to create the desired change of people out here in western Wisconsin.
All right, so I know also going off of that, now how, like I was saying, that people aren't really sure about either of the two, front-running nominees. People are looking towards third-party nominees, now like Jill Stein and Gary. So if people are looking to vote for one of these two other candidates, they may feel like their vote is being wasted, and they may feel that, like, say if they're a typical Republican, that if they vote for a third party, their vote's going to go towards helping Hillary Clinton. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't think any vote's wasted. It's important to go out to the polls, no matter what you feel about the presidential race. It's important to go out there. We just outlined 3 down-ballot races that are very important. Thankfully, we have a good separation of powers here, so it's important to elect good legislatures who are going to promote Republican principles in both state and national legislatures. So it's not. I don't think it's a wasted vote to vote for a third party, but I'd encourage people not to just stay home. If you're going to vote for a third party, at least look into the other down ballot candidates, because there are plenty of good people out there that aren't just mudslinging and buying millions of TV ads to annoy you during football games. So.
All right, so now let's get away from the races themselves and talk more about the policy issues that the Republican Party is holding dear. Now, you want to delve into some of the more important ones?
Sure. Well, we've seen a problem with illegal immigration. That's something that's been highlighted. Ultimately, we need to seal our borders before we deal with some of the other issues that are caused from illegal immigration, and we need to reward those people who want to immigrate to this country and want to do it in a legal manner. So that's very important to us. Also, we've seen a ballooning national debt. As I said before, it's important that we are focused on our future, meaning college students. $20 trillion in national debt is not it's not good for our future. We're ultimately going to be the ones responsible for it. So it's important for us young people to get involved and say enough is enough with this debt. Quit spending our future away. It's ultimately it's irresponsible, and it's not sustainable.
Definitely. So what is a good way for students around campus here to get involved with your organization?
Well, we meet every Tuesday. We meet in Centennial, normally 1303, at 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights. We don't have a meeting this week. We don't have a meeting on Election Day, but we'll have a meeting on the following week. Please show up. We're going to be talking about what to do, or what we're going to do for the rest of the semester and rest of the year, and ultimately talk about what happened and what we want to do going forward.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today. It was a really good interview. I think we all learned a lot. So up next, we are going to take a look at the Comm Club promo, and right after that, we have another interview with a representative from the University of Wisconsin Communications Club. We'll be right back.
Hi, welcome back. We have Emily Martin from the Comm Club. So Emily,
thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. What year are you?
I'm actually a senior this year, and I'm majoring in organizational and professional communications, and then I'm doing a minor in graphic design as well, and hoping to graduate in the spring. So.
Wow, that's great. So, since you're in Comm Club, who got you involved in it?
Actually, the president last year got me involved. He talked it up a lot. He told me to come to one of the meetings. I came in, and I really liked the environment there. So I decided to come and kind of see what they had to offer. So then last year I ran, and I'm actually the public relations coordinator this year. So I kind of work with the social media aspect of it, making ads for Comm Club, as well as posting on the Facebook page, and making sure that people are aware of it on campus, and getting people to come to the meetings and that sort of thing. So.
That sounds awesome. So you said that you do a lot of the PR stuff for Comm Club. So where can students find Comm Club on the internet?
Yeah, so we actually have a Facebook page. It's UWL Comm Club. We post a lot of the ads on there so you can get information about the meetings and stuff that's coming up in the future. We do actually have a meeting tomorrow, and that one is we're teaming up with Psych Club, and we're doing a meeting with Career Services where we're working with LinkedIn, so you can kind of build your LinkedIn resume as well as the resume itself. So it's really important for people that want to get involved with internships or any type of outside opportunities. We're going to build your resume and figure out how we can improve that, and then, yeah, so.
Cool. So are there ever snacks at the meetings?
There are sometimes snacks at the meetings, so that's a good reason that you could come, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so you said your meeting coming up next is with the Psych Club. And you guys are going over LinkedIn. So what part of the meeting is the Psych Club going to talk about?
The Career Services is actually coming in with Psych Club, so it's kind of just a combined thing. So it's actually like through Career Services, so we're getting involved with a program that's on campus, which is Career Services, and trying to figure out how we can improve the LinkedIn and resume. So it's kind of just a combination thing to get more and more people involved in working on your resume.
Cool. So what parts of someone's LinkedIn do you think that employers look at the most?
Ooh, that's a tricky question. It kind of depends where you're looking to go in the future, but I think that would be just kind of the connections that you have and any type of thing that you would put on your resume, experiences that you may have. So just what you have to offer as a student within a future career or a future internship.
That sounds great. So you said you also have a minor in graphic design,
I do.
and then you talked about doing PR. Do you think it's important for students who have more of an art background to also have either like a physical portfolio or an online portfolio that goes in with their LinkedIn?
I definitely think that putting some type of art example would be good for anyone. Kind of showing employees what you have to offer is something that's important. Graphic design is something that's extremely relevant in today's society. A lot of things are in the media, so it's something that a lot of people can apply, and it could be important for any sort of job. So anything in that graphic design area would be important.
Cool. Okay, so let's talk more about Comm Club. How does Comm Club stay engaged on campus?
We do a lot of different things. One important thing that we do is we have alumni come in that were previous communications majors, and they talk about what they were within, or like what type of field they went to, what type of career. And I think that's really important for people that come into Comm Club and not knowing what they want to do with their future. A lot of people go with the communications major and they're not really sure what they want to do with it because there are so many options within communications. So I think it's important to see outside people come in and try and figure out what they want to do, and it's cool to see how people took their communications major from UWL and put it in the real world.
Okay. Is there anybody on UWL's campus that is kind of famous that you would say is a comm major?
Yeah, one fun fact is that Joe Gao actually has a PhD in speech communication.
Wow.
So that's something that's really cool. So he took communications and brought it here to the UWL campus.
That's awesome. So when is he going to come to the next meeting?
That is not planned yet, but he comes every year, so we're looking forward to when he comes to that.
Great. So what else does Comm Club have planned up their sleeve for the rest of the school year?
Yeah, so we're taking part in the Rotary Lights, which we do every single year. Like I said, tomorrow we have our resume and LinkedIn workshop with Career Services. We have more alumni coming in, and we're also looking to get involved with outside organizations, something that Comm Club members can put on their resume. So.
Cool. So how can someone join the Comm Club and do fun things like meet Joe Gao and go to the Rotary Lights?
Yeah, so Comm Club is really easy to join. You don't actually have to be a communications major or minor to join. The easiest way is to get information through the Facebook page or email the Comm Studies email. And it's $5 per semester, so that just goes towards club fees, and it's really easy to join. Just come to the meetings. Not all of them are required, but we like to see reoccurring members for sure. So all you have to do is pay your fees and come to the meetings, and you can get involved.
Awesome. Okay, so you said that people can join Comm Club even if they're not comm majors. So what would you say is the biggest question that people have when they come to Comm Club and they're like, so what do you do with your comm major?
A lot of people do ask that question, what do you want to do with your communications major? I think it's important, like I said, we bring alumni in to kind of show what people do outside after they graduated with their communications major, so it kind of gives them experiences, and you can see what people do with a comm major. There's so many different opportunities, and coming to Comm Club you can really see what communication has to offer, even if it's not your major or minor. and you can kind of just get involved on campus too.
Wow, that's great. So you said meetings are every other week?
Every other Wednesday at 7 p.m.
Every other Wednesday.
Tomorrow our meeting is moved. We're actually in Centennial 1403, like I said, because we're doing it with Psych Club. But
Gotcha.
yeah.
So where are they usually?
They're usually in Centennial as well, 2102. And all that information can be found on the Comm Club page as we update it weekly, and you can find the information on there, so that's a good resource for it.
Do you guys update with MyOrgs too?
We do. There is a MyOrgs page, and you can request through MyOrgs for those people that are involved in that.
Awesome. So what is your favorite part about being in Comm Club and communicating with your members?
I think my favorite part about being in Comm Club is there's a lot of awesome members. We see a lot of people who have been there for a couple of years, and then we see a lot of new members too. So it's a good way to just build relationships with not only students but also professors and that sort of thing. So I think getting involved and interacting with other people is always something that's important, and you can just figure out what you want to do.
Wow, that's very inspirational. Okay, we're going to go to Perfect Pets now. Thanks, Emily, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Scully. I'm an energetic 5-month-old kitten who loves playing with toys.
Hi, I'm Alfred. I'm a 5-year-old golden retriever who is looking for an affectionate family to love.
Hi, I'm Alaska. I'm 3 years old, very sweet, and I love kids.
Well, hey there. I'm Calvin. I'm a 4-year-old coonhound who loves playing outdoors and running around.
To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. All right, well, I don't know about you, Tran, but I feel like we really learned a lot today.
We really did. There were a lot of exciting topics that popped up.
There seriously were. Are you a member of Comm Club yourself?
No, I'm not, but now I might join.
I actually am. You know, I have a T-shirt and everything, you know.
You do?
I do, yeah. It's actually a really fun club to go to. We play a lot of games. I remember it's been really difficult to make it to meetings this year just because, like, I have a dog now, and
Gotcha.
I have training classes, like, whenever the Comm Club happens to have their meetings, so it's really hard for me to get there. But, yeah, the first time I went there, we played, like, you know, the heads-up game that Ellen DeGeneres kind of coined?
Oh, with the...
Yeah, we played that to see, like, how well you could use, you know, communication to, like, tell your teammates, you know, what was on their heads-up thing, so.
You should bring your dog to the meetings.
I should.
And then more people would come to the meetings.
Right. No, I'm actually going to bring her. Her name is Jade. I'm going to bring her to the telethon that we're having here for WMCM on the 19th. So,
oh my goodness, so there are going to be other animals there?
There should be. I want to say, like, if we know people that have adopted animals from the Humane Society, they should be here at the telethon, you know, because, I mean, like, who doesn't love to see a good animal that's been rescued and is in a good, loving home now, so.
Of course, everybody should come because they're going to be animals.
And, like, dogs are so cute and cats are so cute, and
and they're soft and fluffy.
Pets. Right? So are you ready for the elections coming up a week from today?
I'm a little nervous.
I am too.
But I do know that you can vote early downtown.
Yes, you can. And if you guys don't know about polling locations, things like that, you can go to myvote.wi.gov and find out where you can vote. And I want to say all the polling locations are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And if you're not registered, which ahead of time you had to register, like, I don't know, what, like a month or something?
Yeah,
it was pretty far ahead.
Right, doing it.
Yeah, but you can register at your polling location, or if you go to vote early at the City Hall, you can also register ahead there and just get your vote done right away, because I know I don't have time to on Tuesdays.
And the lines are so long if you wait until the last minute.
If you wait to register on the day of the general election, you're going to be there for a very long time.
Yes, and it's going to be super unfortunate.
So hopefully you guys, you know, all make it out to go vote. Get informed, be informed voters, make good decisions, and, you know, check out Comm Club if you guys haven't yet. But I think that's all we have for today. What do you think?
I thought it was a great show. What do you guys think?
It was pretty awesome.
Yay!
All right, we will see you guys later. Make sure to stay tuned. Get Classy is coming up next.
Bye!